Welcome to You Can Do It. Today we're looking at anti-roll bars. We're going to replace the anti-roll bar links. I've got a video out before this which shows we had a knock at the front here and we traced it back down to the anti-roll bar links. So this video is going to be a video about how to change those anti-roll bar links. These are the new anti-roll bar links I've bought. Now I bought heavy duty ones. Now to be honest, if you want to keep this van for any length of time, it's worth getting yourself really heavy duty ones. It will last a bit longer, just saves you having to do this job again. Now the ones that are on here at the moment are the originals, and this is like 10 years old, so the van, so they've done all right. So these are the new ones I've got, which I've got to put on. Now before you start working on things, it's a really good idea to work out, to have a look here how you hold this thing here. So that's got a flat there and a flat there, and it hasn't got anything there, because sometimes you've got a torque bit or a hex bit which goes in the end there, and that's what stops it spinning. Because when you're undoing the old ones, these are a bugger, because if you can imagine, these have been in your wheel arts getting covered in salt and water and snow and everything and grit, especially if you're over here in Europe in the snow, and they can be really hard. So as you're trying to undo that, what happens is the whole of this bush starts turning and you can't get it undone, and sometimes if it's really bad you have to cut them out. So anyway, so that's what I need to put these back on. We've got to get the old ones off. So there are two new ones. Now, with the anti-roll bar links, you can't jack up one side, do that, and then do the other side, because as you jack the vehicle up, you put a twist on the anti-roll bar, because the anti-roll bar is the only thing that links the left side suspension to the right side suspension. So if the left side goes up, then it's going to put force onto the right side. So even if you ever did get the anti-roll bar out, you'd never get the new one back in unless you've got both sides up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jack this up, put it on axle stands on both sides, so both wheels are off the ground, and then we're going to take the wheels off. So let me crack on and get that done, and I'll come back to you once I've done that. All right, wheels are off both sides. Get yourself a seat. They're usually 18mm, so get yourself an 18mm socket or spanner, but you generally need a spanner because you've got to hold the thing. Get yourself a cup of tea. I'm getting all healthy at the moment, orange tea. So there, and then we can put that on there, and we can take, now if it's an open-ended spanner like this, then you can see immediately if this starts turning, and if it does, so I'll start undoing this, and if it does start turning, then I can put the torque bit or Allen key bit, whatever fits in there, and try and undo it. But now, make sure you spray yourself a bit WD-40 around here as well. Now, I've took these off only a couple of weeks ago in the video to actually find out whether it was the anti-roll bar or not. So I know these should come off fairly easy, so I'm fairly safe. But if you haven't done this before for a long time, then what I would suggest is spraying it there, and also at the bottom one here, spraying it. You don't need to take the wheel off for that. You can just get around there and spray it with some WD-40 a couple of days before you're going to do the job. Let that WD soak in, and then if you have got a wire brush on a little drill handy, just go around there and get as much crap out of those threads as you can before you start taking that off. Because honestly, some of these, in fact, you'll notice if you see how short that is, it's not a lot of there's not a lot of thread on there to get that off. But the one I put on has got thread about that long. Now if they're all corroded up, you'll be there forever trying to take it off. Okay, so let me just try and turn that and see how I get on. If that's tight, you can't do it by hand. You've got two choices. You can hit it with a hammer, or you can use leverage as your friend. So I've got a, there we are, that does it nice, keep things one. I should just do another one and then I should be able to do it by hand. There we are. There, she's off. I say, because I know this came off only a couple of weeks ago in order in my video to find out whether it was the roll bar or not. So that will come off. So let me undo that, and I'll do the same on the bottom one. Now one thing, if these are really, really tight, you haven't taken them off before, basically get that one, don't take this out, because when you're trying to torque that bottom one, that's basically got, if this is out, that's on a sort of spring tension, aren't you, on your roll bar, it'll move. So just keep that top one in loosely, and then you can put force on the bottom one here to undo it. Otherwise, if you don't have this top link in, when you put force on that whole anti-roll bar will twist, and it's just like trying to undo a spring, you see. I've now realised actually that it was the other side I took off to do the test, so these ones haven't been off actually. So luckily that one came off. The bottom one now is spinning, so I'm going to put a torque bit in the end, and I'll show you there how we get it off. There we are, you see. I've got that one in there like that. Like that, look. Looks like that. Then you just get that off like that. Nice and easy. Alright, so let me do that and I'll come back. So I've got that out. That's the old one, look. I'll just throw that away really, because it feels alright, but obviously one side's messed up and they always generally go together, so no point keeping it. So we'll bin that out. So let's go and get the new one out. Right, a lot of coated those with anti-seizure, quite heavy. Now what I'm going to actually do, I mean you don't have to do this, but you see the slots I've got there, you see I'm actually going to set them so that they're always at 90 degrees like that, so that I know when if I need to take it off and it seized, I can just slot my spanner straight in there, because sometimes you're forever trying to mess around and try and find the slot behind it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this back in, and it came out that way, so let me put this back in, put the bottom one in. It's quite difficult to do this one-handed, and then we roll the next one up. That should fit in there. I need two hands just to get that in, because there's a bit of tension or something. Right, that's in. So what I was saying I was going to do is, before it's tightened up, I'm just going to get my spanner in the back there. They are. So if I do that, cool, tell her new crumbs. Right, so I've got that there. So I now know when I need to get, if I need to get it off and it's seized, that these are all. And I'll do the same at the bottom, and then I'll start putting the nut on. So that's like that. And I've got one nut. Now remember I'll use the anti-grease, anti-seize on that. I've actually had this tin for years when I was a little kid. First started to do bits and bobs. Neighbour worked for Shell, gave me this tin, which I've had for years. I don't use it, just use a little, it's really good stuff. So anyway, I want to cover can't do that on video, so I'm going to cover my nuts with that, and I'll start putting them on. Okay, lovely. So the anti-roll bar links are on both sides. It's all done. So it's all we need to do now is put the wheels back on and drop it down. You don't want to watch me do that. That's fairly easy stuff. So just the stuff. You don't need many tools for it. You just need an 18mm with a ratchet on the end, because it's quite tight in there, and then you need a 14mm open-ended spanner to get behind the back and hold the flats, or you need a torque. I think it's a T40 or something like that, 2T40, 245 on a ratchet like that. And then of course you need a little bit of anti-seizure, and then I always have a bit of spray grease if I find anything that needs greasing up underneath there to spray it up. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. Please subscribe if you like the channel. I mean, I've only got literally a very few percentage of my viewers are actually subscribers, so I'm trying to grow the family. If you've got comments, send me a comment, and the most important thing, just remember, you can do it.